Number 3, right here, Whitney Parker at 604 said that she does have a small load that needs to be picked up. I'm about to break down how to scrape local realtor data and turn it into junk removal jobs step by step. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a realtor outreach machine that brings leads on autopilot. So it's probably no surprise to you by now, but reaching out to realtors can really increase the amount of leads you get for your junk removal business and increase the amount of big jobs you're getting in terms of cleanouts. So that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to outreach and get a lot more leads with spending less time. Now, this does take a little bit of time to set up, but that's why I'm going to walk you step by step on how to do this. And it's going to be a lot more effective rather than you having to sit down and text each realtor one by one or email each realtor one by one. So I'm going to show you how to do this and set it up so that it's automated and you can reach hundreds, if not thousands of realtors on a weekly schedule. And by doing this, it's going to really increase your odds on getting in front of the right realtor who could use your services. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. This video could get a little bit long, but stick with me to the end because it is going to benefit you to set this up properly. If for whatever reason you don't want to set this up yourself, this is a service that we do offer and we can set it up for you. So if that's the case, you can always reach me at 503-914-7250 or visit junkremovalmoney.com. But let's get started. So for this process, we are going to be utilizing 3 different things. We're going to be using a program called Outscraper that is going to help us get leads from Zillow, and this is probably the best place to get your realtor information because it's going to have each individual realtor in your area with their phone number, with their email, and this is going to be the most important thing. In the past, I've showed you how to scrape on Google and to generate leads from Google My Business. And the problem is that each realtor is not on Google individually with their own personal phone number. So this way you're going to be able to get personal information and send it out directly to each real estate agent at any of these places that they could be working at. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to create an Outscraper account. It's not going to cost you very much money. It might cost you like $5 to scrape all this information. And then I want you to go ahead and bring up Zillow.com. And what you're going to want to do is type in a search in your general area. So type in the metropolitan area that you live in. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like on my end and how to set this up. So for my area, I'm going to type in Portland, Oregon. Make sure that you're looking for homes for sale. And then once you have this, what you're going to do is you're going to copy this URL and you're going to save it, okay? And then you're going to open up your Outscraper. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on services and then you're going to go to by brand, okay? So click on brand and then go all the way down to Zillow. And then you're going to do a Zillow search scraper. And here you're going to enter in the URL that we copied. And then you're going to add the amount of information that you want to get. So do you want to get the information for 100 agents, 1,000 agents? You can look to see how many there are in your area. I think the max that you can do at a time is 1,000, and you can obviously get more because there's probably more than 1,000 in your area. But I'm just going to show you how this works with 1,000. And I've already got this information. So as soon as you have this URL put in, you're just going to hit get data, and then you're going to find it in your tasks. So go ahead and click on tasks. And the information will come back to you like this, and you're gonna have this little download file right here. Once you get the information, you're gonna get a lot of other things that you do not need, okay? And it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna look kind of confusing, and I'm gonna show you how to clean it up so that then you can use this information and start texting them. So what I want you to do at this point is find the columns that are important to you, and you're gonna find that at the top they're marked. You're gonna find a name, you're gonna find agent phone number, and you're gonna find agent email. So for me, I want these 3 columns: agent email, agent name, and agent phone number to text. Okay, so these are textable lines. These are cell phone lines that you can text, and this is the information that you want. Everything else, you don't need it. And the easiest way to clean this up is if you go to ChatGPT and you upload this file and you say, clean this up and give it back to me as a CSV file with only these 3 columns. Say agent email, agent name, and agent phone number. Once you've done that, ChatGPT will give you a file back that looks like this. You can see here that it's been cleaned up. I just have the name, the email address, and the phone number. At this point, the next software that we're gonna use is something called GoHighLevel. A lot of you guys have heard of this. It's basically like a CRM type of software that you can use. It's what I found that works the best because it automates everything. You can set up different automations for these people to receive text messages, to receive emails from you, and a lot of the times they actually get delivered versus a lot of the competitors, the delivery rates are much higher. And I'm going to show you how to set that up with GoHighLevel. I'm going to try to make a more in-depth video of all the things you can do with GoHighLevel because I feel like it is important to utilize this software. If you need help setting that up, watch that video. If it's available, it'll be somewhere linked here on the screen. If you don't have a GoHighLevel account, check out the link in the description below. Try and use that link, it'll help me out. And let's go ahead and get started with that. So when you've created an account, you're in GoHighLevel, you're ready to use the software, this is what the dashboard's gonna look like. And what you wanna do with all this information that you just got is you wanna go over to contacts and you're gonna upload all your contacts that you just got. And you're gonna click on import contacts. And then it's gonna say, would you like to create a contact list, leads, and you're gonna say yes. And you're gonna click next. And it's gonna say here, would you like to drag and drop your thing here or right here. This is the one that I've cleaned up. So this is the list that we're gonna use. And then choose how to import contacts. You're gonna create contacts, because these are all new contacts, and then you're gonna click next. So it's gonna ask you to map out the information, and the way that it maps it out is the way that it can create these snippets to say like, hello, by the person's name or phone number and email and stuff. So obviously it found a name. Now we're gonna use this section because these are the emails. You're gonna label this as emails, and then you're gonna choose a phone number for these ones. And then once we have that information, we're gonna click next. And you can use this time to create a smart list. I always try to create lists so that you can keep everything organized. So for me, I'm gonna name this list Realtors. Now this next part is creating a tag, and this part's gonna be really important. You're gonna wanna create a tag because this is what's gonna trigger the process of this person receiving these text messages. So for the tag, we're gonna use a tag of Realtor. So once we've created the tag, you just wanna make sure that you click on this little check mark here that says I confirm all the contacts I've imported, and then start bulk import. And if you did this right, you're gonna be able to refresh every couple seconds and see that your contacts list just grew. Mine says 9 right now, and if I click refresh, it should update. So while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna show you how to set up snippets, and snippets are basically the writing that they're gonna get either through email or through text. And you're gonna wanna go over to this little thing that says conversations. You're gonna click on snippets. You're gonna create a new snippet, and you're gonna say it's a text snippet. So there are a couple of different things that you wanna do when you create this text message. You don't want it to be too long. You wanna introduce yourself, and you wanna say that you're local to the area and what type of business you own and what kind of value you can bring to that customer, okay? And it's gonna give you a different cost here based on how many characters you use. So if you wanna copy this, you can. I'm just gonna use this right here. It says, hi, this is Mario with PDX Junk Busters here in Portland. So I'm emphasizing that I'm local to the area in Portland and that we own a junk removal business that helps with cleanouts and helping them, get ready for pre-listing their home. And we're professional and reliable. So you're gonna wanna label this as what message you're sending out. And you could just say Realtor text, for example. And you don't really have to add any URLs here. Sometimes you get errors when you add URLs or any attachments. So you could just skip that part if that's not something you want to do. So just click save. And now at this point, you're gonna see that you've created a text as a snippet. And now you can create an automation. Now you can go in to the automation section here on the left, and you can create a new workflow. It's a flow, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So create workflow, start from scratch. And the trigger that we're gonna use is a contact tag. So that tag that we created as a realtor tag when we uploaded our list is the tag that we're gonna use to trigger this whole thing, okay? So tag added, and then we're gonna choose realtor, and then save trigger. Whenever you can, save whatever you're doing on here, because if you don't, it's a pain in the butt. So once you've created the tag and your trigger, you're gonna have a little section here that's gonna give you the ability to now create flow, okay? So whether it's an email, a text message, a certain amount of time you wanna wait in between these things going out. So you can schedule it to where as soon as somebody's added to this trigger, you can wait 24 hours before they receive your email or receive your text. So for this example, we're not gonna have any waiting period. We're just gonna say send SMS, okay? And then if they don't reply to that, we can also send an email or vice versa, or even send out both. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But for this example, I'm gonna show you how to send text messages, because I find that the more people respond to text messages, because the open rates are much higher for text. For email, if you're doing it right, you get a 30% open rate. For text message, it's like 98% open rate. Who doesn't open their text messages? Even if they're spam, you open them just because it drives people crazy. So we're gonna choose send SMS. And then under template, we have the template snippet that we made, and it's right there, okay? And so at this point, if you hit save, you can send a text, like test, to see what it would look like on your phone on your end. But I've already done that, so I don't need to do that. But if you click save action and then you hit publish and save again, so far, it's been like a total of 30 minutes since we've sent this out, okay? You can see here that the first text that went out was to somebody named Shannon, and she said, awesome, thanks so much, okay? The next person says stop, and then number 3, right here, Whitney Parker at 6:04, said that she does have a small load that needs to be picked up. So we can just reply to her and say, hey, please send us pictures, however you want to handle that. I'm just here to show you that this works, and I've already gotten replies. People are interested, which is great. Now the next one says stop. The one after that says thank you. And then right here, John says, love this, thanks for reaching out, okay? Now here is the newest one at 6:24. So this was 6 minutes ago. It says, need to set up an appointment for a quote. This could be a big job. This could be a clean out. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of the people ask me how I get big cleanouts, okay? It comes from 2 different things. One is from realtors and the other one is from trustees. Now, you can't reach as many trustees in a city like you could realtors, so this is the best way to get in contact with people that have homes that need to be listed that could, you know, be big cleanups, big jobs. And I'm just here to show you that in the last 30 minutes, I've had some people that are interested in this, and it hasn't sent out all the text messages. There's still 468 texts to go, and this is just getting started. There's more people in the city that need this service. I just haven't scraped all the numbers. The only other thing that I've left out in the process of setting this up is getting approved for a phone number that can send out these text messages. A few years ago, they set up this law where you can't send out these mass text messages to people unless you are approved to do it, and you gotta go through a process of how to do this. If you wanna see the video on how to get your number approved for this authentication, I'm gonna make a separate video just because I don't want this video to get too long, but this is the overall process of how you would set this up minus the authentication of your phone number. And really, I'll just tell you really quick what it is. They want to make sure that you've gathered this information legally from these people. Obviously we didn't, but the way you get approved for it is by creating a website that meets the requirements. So having a website that says your business name, having your phone number there, and any submission forms that you have on your website have to have a disclaimer that basically say, hey, by adding your information here on the submission form, you're agreeing to letting us text you with information based on our services or whatever it is. And what's good about GoHighLevel is if you decide to go through their authentication process, what it does is it gives you all the writing and legal terminology on how to get approved, and you just have to copy and paste it and go through the process. And then they make you wait like 7 days, and then once it's been approved, they charge you $50 and you can do all this stuff. I'm gonna try to make more videos on how to use GoHighLevel because there isn't a lot of information that's accurate or even walkthroughs of step-by-step on how to do this stuff. And if it is, it's just really scattered, and I had to learn this the hard way. So check out those videos when they come out. If you're still confused, if you need further guidance, you know, you can reach out to me. Like I always put my phone number on all these videos. Yes, I do answer the phone. You can visit junkremovalmoney.com. This is a service that we offer if that's something you're looking for as well. And if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. We try to make weekly videos, and I appreciate you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.